Good evening, favorite seventh graders. Today I want to teach you how to translate a figure on the coordinate plane. It is not what it sounds like either. It sounds like a foreign language thing. Nothing like that. Make that the next title on the next 3 page in your math notebook after you've done that. Close it up, clear your area of distractions, and give me that full concentration until it's time to write. Yesterday, you saw a video where another guy, other than me, introduced you to 4 types of sort of changes we can make called transformations to figures in the coordinate plane: reflections, rotations, translations, and dilations. That is a quick refresher of what each one was. Reflections look like that, rotations look like that, translations like that, and dilations like that. And this is the one we're going to focus on today. We're going to look at translations in particular. And translations are literally sort of like this, like sliding the shape to a new location on the coordinate plane. That's all it is. So sometimes it's one move, sometimes it's multiple moves, but that action that you see there is a translation, and we can't show it animated like this most of the time, but we'll show the before and after. Another thing I want to point out on here for you to see, this is going to be big for us too. This original triangle here is called triangle ABC. So if in geometry lingo, you would write that like this, triangle ABC. And you'll notice after the slide or the translation, the points get labeled A prime is how you say that. B prime is how you say that. C prime. So like showing you like a new A, a new B, a new C. So that little symbol that looks like an apostrophe is sort of like the new location of A, the new location of B, the new location of C. It'd be like triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. You'll see and hear me saying that a lot. That just lets you know it's like the same figure moved to like a new location. So let's do so. So what about, start with this one. Translate quadrilateral WXYZ 4 units down and 2 units to the left. I'm going to do that first. It is exactly what it sounds like. I'm literally just going to move it 4 units down and 2 units to the left. Here's how I do that without leaving myself open to making any mistakes. I go 1 point at a time, or one, these are called vertex. At a time. Z is a vertex, Y is a vertex, where 2 sides come together. X is a vertex, where 2 sides come together, W. The plural of the word vertex is vertices, not vertexes, so vertex, vertices. So I'm going to work on 1 vertex at a time. So let's start with W, 4 units down, 2 to the left. So I'm literally just going to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4 units down, 1, 2 units to the left, and I'm going to put a new point there. That's going to be my new point W prime after I move it W prime. Notice I went like I slid as I went. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. So just like that, and that's W prime. I like to go in alphabetical order. I feel like it keeps me organized. Here's X next. So X is also going to go 4 down and 2 to the left. Slide 1, 2, 3, 4 down. Slide 1, 2 left. There is X prime. Y prime. Slide 4 down, 2 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. There's Y prime. And Z prime. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. If I've done this right, this is called a translation. We translated it. Slide. You'll notice it even has an SL in the middle, like the word slide does. That's an easy way to remember when it is slide translate. If I've done this correctly, when I connect my sides, I should have a congruent figure, like exactly the same figure, just in a new location. Should be congruent. So let's hope that that's how it looks once I do all my connecting here. These sides are easy to connect because they follow the grid. These not as much. So I'm going to have to aim just right to get that there. And just right to get that there. So if I've done that right, I should have the exact same figure. I kind of missed on my last one. Sometimes to get those just right. A ruler's nice if you've got one. It looks like I've done a pretty good job. I have a congruent new figure, W prime, X prime, Y prime, Z prime. What about 3 up and 1 to the right? We can do this one faster. We can translate it in other directions as well. So W would go 3 up, 1 to the right. I've already used W prime here. So when you've done that, sometimes you use W double prime. It's like I've moved it twice. X, 3 up, 1 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 1 to the right. That will be X double prime. Y, 1, 2, 3 up, 1 to the right. Y double prime. Z, 1, 2, 3 up, 1 to the right. And if I've done this again correctly, once I connect all of the vertices, I should have an identical, a congruent figure to my original quadrilateral. Oops, it's not quite straight down. That one's straight down. This one's kind of at an angle down to X prime. I think I made a mistake, actually. Let's see. Because this doesn't look as slanted as the original. Did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 1 to the right. 1, 2, 3, to the right. Oh, looks like I did. Just doesn't. Looks like it's straight down. I did something wrong, didn't I? Why can't I figure out what it is? Because that shouldn't be like that. That's how I should be able to tell that I made a mistake. 3 up, 1 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 1. 3, 1. Oh, not even close on X. I did my old X. That was my problem. I translated not my original X. I translated my old X. That's my problem. You guys probably saw that a long time ago. X should be 1, 2, 3 up, 1 to the right. Got it. Sorry, you've probably been screaming at your computer. What's wrong with this guy? Totally don't blame you. So now that I've figured out that crisis, and that's what you do, if you have a mistake, it's pretty easy to find because your figure won't look the same. And now I've got that same kite-looking figure that I had the first time. So that, y'all, is how you do it. So graph paper is going to be really handy if you have it. In class, I'll give you graph paper. If not, you're going to need to make yourself a grid. So we're going to translate this triangle 2 times. So go ahead and pause here and write down your example, and then we will translate it together. Do this for me as you're writing. Let's give it vertex names A, B, and C. Let's call those. So pause and write that down, and when you're ready, unpause, and we'll translate it. So on your example, I would start by, we need to know this word, SL is in the middle. Kind of means like slide. Translate in geometry means to just slide it or move it, but keep it otherwise the same. So to do this, we're going to go 1 vertex at a time is going to be the key. So I'm going to take each vertex and move it independently. So let's start with A. We're going to go 6 down and 9 to the left. So let's start with A. I like to go in alphabetical order so I don't get mixed up. 6 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not going to actually leave the point there, but it does help me like keep track of where I am. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to the left. So that is my new A, which I will call A prime. And I'm going to go ahead and erase that midpoint I made so I don't get confused like last time. All right, B, 6 down, 9 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is right under A prime, just so that's good. A and B were right above each other. A prime and B prime should be right above each other as well. And C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. C prime. So if I've done this right, once I construct the triangle, it should be congruent to my original triangle. Looks like it is. Should look like it literally just slid to a new place. And so that might be a good thing to add to that your new one is congruent to the original. So that one slid pretty far. Sometimes you don't move it very far. So we'll also do another one. We go 1 up, 3 to the right. So, excuse me. Let's do that. So let's start with A. 1 up, 2, 3 to the right. B, 1 up, 1, 2, 3 to the right. Oh, I need to do double primes now because I'm doing a separate thing. A prime and A prime can't be, they're not the same point, so they need to be marked as such. So I'll do double prime. And C prime, 1 up, 3 to the right. double prime. And after I've done that, if I've done that correctly, I should get a nice congruent, exactly the same triangle that I started with. Y'all, that is about it. Those are called translations. Pretty simple idea. We're going to get to more of what happens with these tomorrow, but today I just wanted to teach you how to do it, how to translate one according to the instructions, one vertex at a time, and some new vocab like vertex and prime and things like that. Hope this made a lot of sense to you. If not, go ahead and give this another watch. If it did, you are all set, and I'll see you tomorrow.